So, welcome everybody, and we're back on the church project. Yes. So, where we left off last time was actually finishing up off the church, and now we need to get the textures on it. So, that's gonna be a pain in the ass, for my liking. But anyway, let's just start small, shall we? So we're just gonna pick up a part again from the. Where is it? From this, so we're gonna pick up 3, 2, or 1, depends on what I want. I can even do 7 if I want to. So yeah. So the first things first, since we need this is only chapel, right? Yes, that's that one. That's that part. All right. So I need to have a layer on. That's gonna be texture layer 1, texture. So the texture layer is actually gonna be the same thing as, this, but less. So let's start first with the front part, like right over here. We don't need that. We need the bloody damn normal version. There you go. Let's see if the color is correct. Color is correct. Good. Yes, this works fine. First things first is the pencil on the same size. Not yet. So calibrations need to be done. So yeah, we're gonna do calibration like this, there, there, there. Try again. There, one there, one there, there. Much better. Thank you very much. So that's how we done that. So okay, and now we can start finally. So do I want to go for this kind of aesthetic? No, I want to have this size to be on the 5 size, right? Yes. Don't want to go black. I don't want to go all messy. No. Quick one. Do I have the book with me here? No, I don't. What's the little problem? I do have the book with me. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Need to check something on the image. Alright. That way. That way. That way. Alright. So yeah. I need to do it specifically. So if I want to do this, I need to go like this. It's almost unseeable. For the whole thing is unseeable, right? So this is how much it is. So if I want to go for that, zoom in. Holy shit, that's terrible. Some terrible textures. Yeah, much better. So yeah, I'm drawing bricks now. So that's the thing. So probably this is gonna be like, you know, 40 minutes of drawing bricks, because you know it's a big giant building made of it. I'm trying to get it texturized so that if the model, well, this is gonna be big or, you know, bad looking, I know what to do. But yeah, I had a very good weekend, but you know, I'm very tired. I was so not awake yesterday. Oh well. And then once I was finally awake, I had to go somewhere to play D&D, and then boom, holy hell. You know, after that session, I was almost sleeping. So yeah, I had a very good weekend, but I could not get things done, like, you know, working on this church project, even though, you know, it's just practicing instead of real doing. Because practicing is different than, you know, doing it for real. It makes me very happy to just learn, you know. Mistakes I make, a mistake that other people make, you know, all that stuff need to be in there. And this is like, ugh, this is all so. So yeah, my idea is like, you know, zoom out and then you see like, oh, those are bricks, instead of, you know, having this ugly background. You could also do it with, you know, only colors, but eh. I like it better just to go first for grayscale and then fully for colorization, so that you have actually the texturized already in the grayscale, and then once you have the texture inside of the grayscale, you can actually then push forward to coloring. So once I'm done with this, I can then draw the background and start, you know, the coloring business that, you know, I did not kind of do. And then, you know, once the background is done and the background actually works with the bloody picture, things will get better. For my liking, anyway. And once things get better, you know, I can finally start something else. And I think I already know what. I only don't know how. I also need to start doing something, so I think I need to start getting things built. So yeah, that's the thing I did, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Well, multiple things I did, but you know, that explains why I was away. So let's see. This weekend I wanted to finally finish off with big boy Steve, and then finally beat the living shit out of Julius. That's one. That's the thing that I want to do. Beat the living shit out of that Gatlian as well. Creepy boy. So yeah. And then I might be even done with impossible creatures for the campaigns, so I can't type a few. Oh well. It's a very fun campaign though. A lot of terrible jokes. So yeah, I must say myself, once you're busy with doing something, you know, it's very hard to think when you're trying to get the patterns correctly done. Or well, at least some good guide type of patterns instead of, you know, totally nothing. So I'm trying to get this thing fully functional. Yeah, that works. That works. There are no shadows yet, so which is the most difficult thing to have, you know. If you don't have shadows in your Blood and Dam drawing, it's gonna be really hard for people to guess where things go and where things end. So shadowing is important. Difficulty is, since I'm working on, oh boy, I did zooming in a bit too high. There you go. Difficulty with this drawing is that the shadowing is different than the ones that normally do, because you know I'm working on it, so the shadow is gonna be on a different part of it. I'm now just giving everything a texture so that it feels more natural draw instead of this drooling of bricks, you know. And once that is done, you know, I can just remove the outer layer if I want to, because I just, you know, draw the perfect version of it. If I want to, don't have to. You know, I can still keep this. It doesn't matter much. It matters only that I have like a little more shading on the outside, which is good. Which is good. Gives character to the bricks. So yeah. This is how I draw normally a church anyway, or how I think I need to draw a church. Thinking is like, you know, the main thing that I'm doing now. So first draw the outlines, then from the outlines you go for the textures, and then for the textures you're going to the coloring, and from the coloring you're going to the shading. So outlines, texture, coloring, shading. Shading is last. If you would just follow those steps, you know, you might be able to just draw anything you would like to draw, you know, with a good enough capabilities. It doesn't have to be every single time you need to texture something. That's also a thing. Alright. You don't have to texturize everything, but you know, textures look really cool. I like textures anyway, so that's why I'm using textures, but you can just use only outlines if you want to. It all depends on how you want to draw something. But yeah, if you follow the 4 steps, you would be able to draw. Of course, sometimes, there's more going on than just that, but those are the simple rules, you need to follow to get, a, a drawing starting. You need to keep it in different sections so that you don't get lost in your big giant book of a drawing. So, like, since I'm drawing a big giant picture, I need to constantly take a break just to get a fresh reminder of, like, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, exactly. And since then I'm constantly getting a reminder like, oh wait, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. I will be remembered like, oh wait, I can now do this, So that's how I remember, what comes first and what comes later. Also, I'm drawing these things in layers, so I'm drawing, everything in layers, especially the outlines, because the problem with the outlines was that once I'm done finishing the outlines, and I needed to draw a new part, and because I was a little bit more sketching, I erase a lot of my sketch, which I don't like, because I like to use my sketch on top of with my texture. So I like my sketch and my texture at the same time. So if I erase my texture, if I erase my outlines, then it doesn't feel natural to me. That's the easiest thing I can say about it. It doesn't feel natural to me to have, these outlines, drawn, and then if you erase them, they look like white spots. I don't like those. Well, I don't like those way of thinking. Like, I don't like to have white spots in my drawing. I like to have everything colored, or at least having some point of gray. White can be a thing, but as long as it's not a polar bear, then I would not recommend to draw it like white. And even a polar bear's fur is, not fully white. It's more beige in the summer. So yeah, so when you're trying to draw this Blood Dam Church, or whatever you're gonna draw, giraffe, I don't know. You have these outlines already done, and you're now doing the textures. You're like, wait, am I gonna do everything on one whole layer? And I'm like, you could. It's not recommended though. Why is it not recommended? Because, as you can see, if I would now erase something, like I would draw over here, and then I'm almost like, oh, but this does not fit with this. I need to erase this, and then, oh. So, if you have like a circle and you have drawn over this circle, but you actually don't like this part, it's really hard to not ruin the textures of the other one once you're having like complex structures. So what you want to do is actually, put them into different parts. Like, I don't know, the part configuration. Parts. So you want to put them on like 1 to 17, yes. I totally did not scroll up to just look at it. But you want to keep everything in one direction. So since that you want this you want to have this texturized because you want to see some textures in it instead of having this texture. I don't like this, you know, it's a little bit meh for my liking. I like to have things a little bit more texturized. So these layers, this is why I kept this layer, because it explains every single thing that I need to do. If I want to go for steps, I can just look like, wait a minute, what kind of steps do I need to take? And then I know exactly what kind of steps I need to take. Also, because this is an enlargement of the one that I drew, I know that this is still from, you know, 1 instead of 6. But, so, if I want to do this done, if I want to have this whole thing done, you know, that's gonna take me a lot of time. True. So, yeah. I will try to get 1 finished, and then, you know, I will go to 2, and then from 2, I will go to 3, and then from 3, I will go to 4, and then 5, and 6. So, to get these textures done, I have 1, 2, 3, 6, and 5, and 7, and 4, and 14, and 16, and 17, and 11. Those are the rocky pictures. So, if I want to have this thing finished, like, not... If I want to have this thing finished within time limit, you know, like, let's say a week, or 2 weeks, or 4 weeks, or 7 weeks, depends on how much time you spend in one day. Like, I only do 1 hour, so it's gonna be taking more than 1 week. I would say, like, this whole picture, fully texturizing, give me 3 weeks, 4 weeks in total, so a month. So the texturization is gonna be a month, and then you're like, oh yeah, but this is only the church. Yes. See, this is where the problem lies. So since there doesn't need to be an environment with the church, because otherwise the church is gonna be just a blank church, just like, I see a church. If I would now just do coloring, it doesn't work because there's only a church. Meh. So, since I want to fit this church inside of a place where I want to have it, I can do that by putting an environment inside of it where my style feels comfortable. So, you know, I can put some trees there, you know, and a road, all that stuff. And since that is necessary to be done, you know, you need to consider that to be like, that's gonna be 2 more weeks of work. So it's gonna be a month and 2 weeks. Then you have like, then you need to go for coloring, which is gonna be taking 2 full months or more, depends on what. So 2 full months or more, so it's 3 months and 2 weeks. And then you need to go for shading. Shading is going to be more difficult than the rest of it because you need to shade every single fucking thing to get the optimal result most of the time. And, you know, you need to also put shadow near the church and blah, 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 blah. So 4 weeks and 4 months and 2 weeks almost. So if I would say, like, to a person, you know, that wants to work, that wants to hire me like that, I would say, like, give me 5 months and then I will be able to do this. But that is if I would have the knowledge of how long it would take me to make it, which I don't have. Because I don't have the knowledge, I cannot accept things because, you know, it's difficult for me to, you know, to see how long it takes for me to work. And once I'm done, you know, practicing, you know, these times of how much time I have spent in this, how much time I have spent in the rest of it, how much time I have spent in everything. So eventually, you know, the whole thing comes together in the end and be like, well, if I had experience on this, I would be able to do this. Yes. If I had experience on this and I would be able to see it, then yes, that's also true. So most of this is just me discovering how long it takes to get things from A to B, how long it takes for me to draw, and then, improve my drawing by, drawing, and then eventually, I will get better at drawing. I'm not the best at drawing, I'll tell you that. I try to be the very best, but, I'm trying to be devoted towards my work, be dedicated to my work. So I'm very judgy to that. If I say like, this sucks, and people say, yeah, this sucks, and I would say like, yeah, I know. But since this is practice, I can still say like, I really don't like drawing churches. Oh hell no. I'd rather put them on the background, where they are less of a thing to be forgotten, But I need to draw them anyway, because I need to learn how to draw things. Yay. That's a thing that I need to do. Learning. It's very important. It's very important for people to understand that learning is a thing that comes with downs and falls and every single thing that is with it. Your first thing will not be perfect. Your second thing will not be perfect. Every single thing has imperfection written all over it. The words. So once you're finally done, drawing, maybe like, I can do coloring. Yes, that's also a thing that I need to learn. So I do the coloring as well. Even though it's not actually a legit project, this one, it's still important for me to know what and how, I do it. Because the more I do it, the more faster I can work with it. If I know how to color correctly and do it faster, things are gonna get way more faster. So instead of, 5 months of work I need to do for a full project, I can then lower it down to 3 because I know how every single fucking step works. And then, since that I work in steps, I can just be like, oh, I need to do this step today, my lord. And then, every single thing is like, alright then, Jimmy, just go back to work with this and then do step 5. And then, you get this whole thing of, you can keep your boss up to date, about every single fucking thing you did. Be like, oh, I did step 5, and then he's like, how many steps are there? Well, there are actually 255. And be like, oh, well, then you're halfway. No, I'm almost at 5%, but it's only the first week, so I see that this is a huge thing. Yes, that is. So you need to be very since that I need to practice it, like, I like to draw, I like to do it, but I need to do it good and fast, and it increases my skills upon doing it. So the more I do it, the better I get at it. The more I do it, the faster I get at it. So the big question was more like, why should you not practice? And then be like, yes, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I practice? And so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go practicing drawing at church. Go full YOLO mode, Just forget about everything and be like, I have never done this, so I can probably do it. And then be like, this is actually quite difficult. So yeah, drawing at church. You get every single thing in it. You need to just go step by step, fixing your problems, and then eventually you will get better at it. Regardless of the choices you made, it isn't valid for things to happen, but you just need to learn that, every single thing has its own things within it, The next day, maybe you will be able to draw a big church, but you need to understand, you need to feel, you need to know what kind of, things you do wrong to actually improve most of the time. So to learn, you need to actually know what the mistakes you made. for me, for instance, is like I cannot draw fully good rocks. So next time I will draw this, I know then exactly like I need to do also a texture on this, which is gonna bring me more. It's gonna take me more time because I'm terrible at drawing rocks. This one, for instance, is a terrible looking rock. It's not a good brick. So are these. So I now realize like, okay, so if I want to draw correctly good written rocks, I need to make sure that I have things correctly written down. So the longer I went, the better the rocks get. So like over here, these bricks are perfect. These are good looking bricks. These are terrible looking bricks because you cannot see fully where they are. These are decent bricks. So every single fucking time I'm trying to draw, I need to get better at drawing. So every single time I'm drawing a brick. So because this is not the last part, but this is one of the last parts that I drew. I know now, like, all right. So if I finally do draw bricks, I need to make sure that I have a limited amount of space between them, so that this won't happen. Yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm still going with the flow with this, of course, because you know it's a thing that needs to be done. But so yeah, the whole problem with all these bricks is that they are really not good and well made. They're like really big or really small. They are not. They have variety, but they are not consistent. And that's a thing I need to learn. I need to have variety in my bricks. That's correct. I need to have variety in the bricks, but I need to keep the size consistent. Therefore, it will be more. Therefore, it will be more. Sorry. Therefore, it will be more. Therefore, the bricks will be more likable to look like bricks instead of, you know, stones, because stones are actually unreliable, but also in different sizes, stacked upon each other. So, because I know that I made a mistake while building this bloody damn church, surprise! Who would have known that I, who'd never have drawn a church, would have made a mistake when drawing the bricks? I don't know. It's kind of obvious. But so what I'm gonna do with this whole bloody damn thing. Hold on, did I put the mic on? Don't tell me I did not speak with mic. I don't know. Yeah, no. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So the main mistake, the main mistake with the church is that my bricks are not different. They are different, but they are not consistent. So, what I'm thinking about, what I'm gonna do, instead of drawing bricks, because that is a thing that I can do, I will draw just casual old-fashioned rocks. And why would I do that? Because because that way the mistake is actually reversed. Because then I have the look of rocks, a rocky texture with rocks looking stones that stacked upon each other in different sizes, different looks, and therefore it makes sense that I would have made drawing this, even though it was not my intention. I hope everybody gets that. Well, so because I made a mistake when drawing this whole bloody damn church, I try to be like, you didn't see anything. I am an artist, and I will say that this It's not a mistake. No. This is what I meant to do. And then, you see the bricks coming, turning into stones and be like, oh, so he's using stones to build a church. What a strange way to do things. So, since I don't want to make this look like a bloody stone, I need to change up some stuff here. This one is not correctly done. So, yeah, you see, this is already why I'm doing this. So yeah. So this whole problem that has occurred, is fixable. It's not my intention that I did it, but I need to make sure that, it never happens again. Well, it can happen again, but, it needs to happen less often. There you go. So once I have my practice done correctly and fully done, I know now how to do things. The better I am at drawing, rocks, the better I am upon fixing my problems. Also, because I failed at drawing bricks, I am now stuck upon drawing rocks. Well, creating rock texture. Because the bricks don't look like bricks, they are looking more like rocks, I should go for rocks. Which is logical, but also very strange for a church. So since that the church is going to be built on rocks, it will give a rocky texture. Therefore, the church will not look like a church, more like a rocky church. And since that the bricks are not representing bricks anymore, but rocks, I can say like, well, I drew a stone church made out of rocks. And people are like, well, that's true. That's so true. You did that, indeed. And then they will totally not see my mistake. They will see that I drew it with rocks. They might find it very strange that I drew it with rocks instead of bricks, but they won't see my mistake I made. So I technically blend the mistake into. I forced to make the mistake look good. So the mistake I made, I change it up so it is no longer a mistake, but a part of the project. Which is an idea. It's not a good idea, because actually, you wanted to draw bricks, but you totally failed at it miserably. Surprise. But you know now how to fix it next time. But since that you still need to do this, since that you have this time limit, and your boss is gonna be firing you if you don't finish your job, you need to find another way to fix it. Because you're not gonna be able to, draw a full whole church again within, months and months of work. Like you did this in a month, and you have a time limit of 5 months because you said 5 months, and you made a mistake, that you could not be able to draw the bricks correctly, and you're like, God damn it, no, that's that happened. So it's either start all over again, and not be able to fix your problems because it's a blood and brick, which you learn how to draw a brick finally after watching some YouTube videos about how to draw a blood and brick, and then be like, and now I only have 2 months left, and I still need to do the coloring, I still need to do the shading, I still need to do that, and still need to do this, all because I made a mistake upon trying to do my very best upon drawing these bricks. And the problem is, because you made a mistake upon drawing the bricks again, because you made a mistake upon drawing it again, so that's why you have this time limit no more, because you have this You have no wait. You have the time limit, but you forgetting that you're on the time limit because you were trying to busy finding another way to draw the bricks correctly. And so, because you were unable to fix your mistake within time, you get fired because you're not really good at this job because you failed at finding a solution quicker. Well, the best, the biggest and fastest way to fix your solution, because you're drawing out church, and the bricks don't look like bricks, and you want to make sure that the audience still believes that still believes you. You want to still make sure the audience believes you. Like, don't worry, guys. These are not bricks. No, they are rocks. And then people are like, oh yeah, well, that's true. And they look like rocks. They act like rocks. They speak like rocks. And so you avoided the problem that you had terribly drawn bricks. You draw different kind of bricks, but you end up with rocks. If you say your intention was rocks, you lie, but people don't know that. If they look at your art and you say like, this is a rock church, this is a church made of rocks, and they are like, yeah, he's correct. So it's not technically lying, but it is solving your problem quicker than you can think. Because redrawing every single thing of this church is gonna be a pain in the ass to do. If you would be able to, salvage it, like what I now do, is salvaging the problem and then trying to make something out of it instead of, fixing it, which would have taken more time, which you don't have normally because you're already on a tight schedule. And so because you're on a tight schedule and you're not able to do so, you need to think outside of the box. And well, good news. I'm a guy who thinks outside of the box most of the time, If the king did not murder his son, who did it? It was the waitress. Dun dun dun, But why would the waitress kill the king's son? Well, because the king and the waitress had an affair which the king did not know about. Only one of the handmaidens' girlfriends knew about this. And so, that awful day when, the handmaiden's girlfriend cheated on the king's son, the waitress went mad and then poisoned the son of the king out of revenge for cheating on her with her best girlfriend. Dun dun dun. That's a legit accusation. Totally not happening there. But so yeah, that just happened. So let's take a look, because that's important to do. Let's take a look. Let's take a beautiful look at this. We have this church. We're gonna go for what? No. Come on. There. No. Almost. So there you go. And come on. Fine. This then. So, yes. So, in 50 minutes or so, I finally did a part of the part 1. So, yeah, texturizing is going to be taking a lot more time than you think it will be. So, it's going to be more talking about, things that are on my mind instead of, drawing blood and rocks every single time. But yeah, the texturizing is going to be an important thing for my part, because it will give the church a better look eventually, instead of, you know, this look that does not look very nice and all that stuff. So yes, straight to the point. Come on, you can do it. So I don't like having the blank version of every single thing. I don't like to have this kind of texture, the main texture that we have now. I want to have this kind of texture that I just drew, because it gives more feeling to it. And eventually, once we are going to color it, it will give the shading for the looks of it. So, hereby I want to say that has been 50 minutes already, and normally this only lasts an hour. And well, I hope you all enjoy and have a nice day, because, you know, until the next time, because I'm done for today. So bye all of you, and have a nice day.